Today we're going to be looking at some scary TikToks that will keep you up at night. For the past few days I've been going through TikTok and finding the creepiest and scariest TikToks I could find. And trust me, we're going to be looking at some freaky ones.
Let's talk about this picture. It was captured by Amanda Clark in 2017 when she was walking by the window of her ski cabin and she saw what appeared to be a man staring back at her.
Okay, first of all, that's absolutely terrifying. I'm not joking. If you were in like a ski cabin like the middle of nowhere and say, nah, look at that, that is something you do not want to see.
Now, that photo that Amanda captured was sent directly to her boyfriend, saying that there was this man trying to stalk the cabin. However, she was going to run into the same issue she would with trying to call 911. There is no service in the mountains. She could sense there was something wrong with this situation. The man was just staring at her through the window. She had no idea what his intentions were, till he darted towards the house and tried to pry open the downstairs window. Luckily, he never got in, and the boyfriend did eventually return. They contacted police, and that's how we got this sketch. But that man was never caught.
Okay, well that was just absolutely terrifying. I don't know if it was scary, the zoomed in photo or the sketch. I always think sketches are very, very freaky. I really hope that isn't real. Like, I really hope that was like a set up photo. But imagine if you're like in the middle of nowhere in like a cabin and you see a man looking in like that and then he tried to get in. Nah, that's sinister. It's very, very freaky. That man was there to do one thing and one thing only, and that thing was not good.
Just imagine capturing this on your Ring camera. It was 2018 and just outside of her condo in Phoenix, Arizona, when Jessica Catania got an alert on her phone and saw this. According to her eventual statement, she immediately realized that she's in danger. She locks her bedroom door, she starts dialing 911, but that's when she heard it. So whoever this man was, he then pries open the living room window and pops out the screen. He's in the house. But this woman, Jessica, she's like incredibly resourceful in a stressful situation. She immediately grabbed a hammer, any weapon that she could find from her closet, and she hides in her bathroom.
Okay, so I'm turning the sound down. I've got this very high up in my headphones, oh my god. But it was bad enough that like he was outside and then he broke in. You say, nah, that's so freaky.
But while she's waiting in there, she's got the door locked, but it would only be about 3 minutes before she eventually hears police inside her condo. But the problem is, they never found the man. To this day, she has no idea who this man was or why he broke into her condo. In the investigation, police would eventually nickname him Smiles.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't need to see a close-up photo of Smiles. That's 2 close-up photos that we've seen. So that there is the man outside, very freaky. His face looks unnatural, doesn't he? He kind of looks like, I don't know, AI, like something about him doesn't look right. The eyes, that's what it is. And then there's that photo when he was inside the apartment, and they did show photos of like the prize open window. That's very, very freaky. Like, that's why I lock every single door. I don't really leave my house. I mean, it's 11 o'clock right now. It's 11 p.m. as well. It's like, why do I always film these videos at night? Every single time I do a creepy video, it's right before I go for a walk. I'm not going for a walk tonight, first of all, because of that. And then second of all, it's way too late. It's like, I don't want to get murdered.
I really want to talk about this photo. A security guard at the Bryson Avenue Mall located in Virginia took this photo in 2011. It would later be turned into police, but the woman seen here was never found. For context, the security guard's name was Sean Mercado, and he worked the night shift at this mall. But the mall had been having strange things happening for like weeks. Like, on after hours, there are store alarms going off, but nobody's ever found. They're hearing people run through the mall, but again, they never see anybody. Until one night when Sean Mercado goes out to have a cigarette, he's just kind of patrolling the parking lot, and he goes back to enter through the employee entrance. When he saw this,
I just heard a noise behind me. I just heard a noise, and I paused it when it looks like that. What is that? That looks like a mask. Is that real? Oh my god, is that like a demon or like a homeless person?
he takes a photo for proof, and then he radios for backup, and he goes in after her. He claimed to chase her as fast as he could, but he eventually lost her inside that mall. And despite a police investigation, she would never be found.
Yeah, again, the close-up photos. Why do they keep doing close-up photos? So obviously she's in the mall. Is it like a demon? Is it a ghost? Is it a homeless woman? I mean, there have been cases where, you know, homeless people have basically lived in airports, shopping malls, houses. It would probably be quite easy to live in like the attic or like, you know, a random space. But I think what's so freaky is the fact that he got a photo of it, and like that photo, I don't know if it's real. I really hope it's fake. I mean, I'm assuming it is real because, you know, they went in and chased her. But it's the fact that she was in the inside and he chased her in. So it's like she never came out, or if it's a he, she, whatever it is, a skinwalker. That's just freaky, isn't it? Like, why would you chase it on your own? That's literally if they do in horror films and then they get murdered.
We need to talk about this picture. This is the photo that Megan Davis caught of an intruder at her house in October 2015. Megan had recently bought a house on Allerton Road in Liverpool with her partner and her child. Strange things started to happen around the house as soon as they moved in. They would hear noises, food would disappear, and certain objects would move from around the house. One night, Megan and her partner were in bed fast asleep. Their baby started crying. Megan heard her partner on the baby monitor. He was comforting the child. That's until she noticed her partner sleeping next to her. She ran into the baby's room and saw someone's dirty hand patting the baby's chest. She grabbed the baby and went to get her partner. Megan and her partner decided to investigate. They got to the attic and discovered that a man had been living there. She managed to get this photo of him before he escaped through the window. He was never seen again.
Oh, that's horrible. So yeah, someone's been living in her house and touching her baby. Was it a homeless man? Was it a drug addict? Was it like a killer? What is so freaky about that is, first of all, what happened, but the fact that someone was living in her home without her knowing. It's not like they were paying rent. That also reminds me of something that I seen. I think there was a Netflix thing that I seen. It was a really creepy thing. I wasn't able to finish it because I was so freaked out. Okay, so I spent 5 minutes looking. The Watcher, that's what it was, the Netflix. I was only able to watch like the first 2 episodes because it's just too scary. This fact that they got a photo, like imagine waking up and seeing that, like that is in your house and touching your baby. No, that's freaky. Okay, so it's now the next day and I've got some more scary TikToks, so let's get into it.
Dark web footage that got leaked.
Of course it's off the dark web. Ew. Okay, this looks very eerie, and what is that? That is, oh, that looks freaky. What is that? Why are you kissing it? Is it like a goblin or like a clown? But what's like the freaky thing? Oh. Oh, wait, what is that? Did you see what? What happened? What are we looking out for? Wait, did its head just move? Wait, what's going on? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what happened there. Like, what were we looking out for? So if you look right here, look, we're gonna watch it again. Oh, wait, it was looking forward in the beginning, wasn't it? I seen that in the background, and then it turns its head, watch. Like, it's gonna be looking at her. Yeah, nah, that's freaky. Nah, I'm so sorry. I swear I was looking forward in the beginning. I'll put like a screenshot beside me. It was literally looking forward there. You can just see like the outline of its head. That's weird. First of all, where's that video taken and why would you take that? Like, why in the world would you ever do that?
How serial killers looked in high school.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer. He kind of does look like a serial killer, doesn't he? It's quite weird to think that like these people actually committed these crimes. Oh my god, I know him. Ugh. See, like, they look so normal, but then it's like they done such evil things. It's so weird, isn't it? And I feel like sometimes whenever you look in someone's eyes, you can tell if they do something like that. I've said before that certain killers have, like, a certain look in their eyes. Many serial killers, school shooters, etc., like, they've got, like, a dead look in their eye. Where it's like, you can look in their eyes and just tell that, like, they're soulless. Stranger at door at 1 a.m. Oh god, that's not nice. You wouldn't want that, would you? Okay, here's the woman. She's got a skeleton on her back. Yet again, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. See, I can't tell if she may be on something. Something's going on with her eyes. I don't like that. It's weird. So I'm assuming this isn't her house. Oh, don't look at me. Nah, I'm so sorry whenever someone looks at you like that's really freaky, isn't it? Like, I didn't like that. That's why I don't like making eye contact with people, because I feel like, oh, it's freaky.
Happy and know it, answer the door. If you're warm-hearted, good-spirited, open the door.
Oh. Okay, they're gonna speed it up. Imagine being behind that door and seeing that. It's freaky. Oh my god, look at her eyes. Why are they doing that? What are you doing? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh god, that's freaky.
Real estate agent is what and who? You must answer back. Compute.
Oh, she's not talking to herself.
Maybe they're shot inside, maybe they're down.
Can I help you?
Are you alright?
Are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just wondering, because I've knocked on the door a couple times.
Because I'm asleep. It's 1 a.m. Please leave.
We're just making sure we'll comply. I was just making sure that you
Leave
were
now.
Oh. And then she just walked off. Well, that was the end of that. That was freaky. So basically, she was ringing the door at 1 a.m. and like talking to herself. Her eyes were rolling. That's either a woman who's going for a very hard time, like mentally, or like something's going on. I do think maybe she was on something and she didn't somewhere to live. But like, imagine you literally like have your doorbell rang at 1 a.m. and then you see that. And like, you're talking to yourselves. Nah, that's weird. That's freaky. Okay, so I've actually seen this video before. This is actually a real video of someone getting kidnapped. It's so hard to listen to, isn't it? I'm pretty sure she's in the car that drives away. So basically that was a video of a girl that's getting kidnapped. I'm 99.9% sure that she was found and she was fine in the end. But it's quite crazy to think that that was actually caught on like video. If you did hear that, what would you do? Because like I don't know what I do. Like would I run over? Would I try to help her? It could be a trap. You know, there has been times whenever like kidnappers and evil people will use a woman like that and pretend that she's in need of help. So it means it'll lure you in and then they can get you. That's just weird, isn't it? It's the fact that could happen to anyone. And yet again, I'm filming part 2 of this at 9:30 at night. I'm always filming way too late. Okay, so this next one is a long one. I do want to give you a tiny bit of context. It's basically a Reddit story time about the most disturbing moment where trusting your instinct was the right decision. It'll start off with you thinking it's about a ghost story, but then it turns very, very sinister very, very quickly.
What was the most disturbing moment when trusting your instinct was the right decision? I was working on a train platform. I used to do train dispatch. One night, I was just about to finish shift when I got into a chat with some male staff. We were teasing each other about the station being haunted, swapping ghost stories and drinking coffee. A gentleman was standing on the platform, just staring out at the line. I mentioned to my friend that he was acting a little odd. Maybe one of them should approach and just check he was doing okay. It was agreed that I would go, but they would be just slightly behind me. People tend to open up to a woman more. I approached, just said, "Are you alright?" The man smiled and said, "Yeah, fine. Missed my train and need to think of an excuse for the wife."
So of course whenever he says that you think, oh god, normal excuse, you know, typical. However, this is where it starts to go a bit sinister, and whenever I watched this last night at 1 a.m. I literally couldn't sleep. Like my heart dropped because the ending, you don't expect it. It's so freaky.
I nodded, and came away, but something didn't sit right with me. The way he looked at me was odd. The swap time arrived, and normally I would head off in an expletive-filled blaze of glory, mainly directed at my male friends who returned the favor. It was a rite of passage. If you didn't get told to piss off home, you were unpopular. This time I approached them and said, "I know it's stupid, but would you mind walking me to the bus stop?" He weirded me out a bit. A couple of the lads, who knew I am not prone to fits of fancy, agreed and walked me to the bus stop. One leant into me and whispered, "The creepy dude, he's coming up to the stop." I decided to let the first bus go. My friends agreed. The man stood a few feet behind us and smiled at me in a really odd way. He kept raising an eyebrow and muttering to himself. One of my friends whispered he didn't like this, and said he would take me to my door. I nodded, grateful as this guy was becoming incredibly creepy. My male friend wrapped an arm around me and did the heavy boyfriend routine. This normally kept unwanted attention away from women. The guy didn't seem to care. He just kept staring at me. Other passengers noticed this, and mutters started about keeping that weird bastard away from her. My bus arrived, and I moved aboard. The guy did the same. Then my friend announced, "Tell you what, come to mine instead, babe. I live alone, no parents to interrupt." I nodded, agreeing, good thinking. I took a few steps towards him, away from the bus. The odd man did the same thing. He was definitely following me. I looked at my friend. By now I was terrified. We walked, with his arm wrapped around me, away from the bus and towards the nearest pub. My friend was obviously in deep thought. I wondered what he was thinking about. We turned a corner and suddenly my friend pulled me into the middle of the road shouting, "Taxi." A cab pulled up. He bundled me into it and instructed, "Take her wherever she wants. Lock the doors and windows and under no circumstances open them. Here's £20 and I'm calling your mum. Don't get out the cab until someone is on your doorstep." The cabbie nodded and locked the doors. He took the money and drove me home. Whilst we drove, I explained what had happened. He became very serious and told me that 3 women had been attacked in the area in the last 3 weeks. He got me home, and my brother met me on the doorstep. I can never thank my friend enough for what he did, and my brother picked me up on his motorbike every night after that.
Well, that was freaky, wasn't it? So basically, you thought it was going to start off as like a ghost story time, but then it turned to something very, very sinister. And yet again, you know earlier how they were talking about how he had like an odd look in his face whenever, you know, he was talking about, you know, like missing a train. It's weird how you can usually tell if something's up with somebody. So basically, that man apparently been attacking like women for like months or like a few weeks, and like she was probably going to be the next victim. It's just scary, isn't it? It's like, ugh, late at night, I don't like it. And yet again, I'm going to be going out for a walk soon, so let's hope that man doesn't get me. Okay, well, this is creepy. We've got a baby sucking a lollipop. Okay, don't smack it. Oh.
孩儿别闹啊！
What was that? That was 16 seconds of absolute freakiness. First of all, where is that video coming from? Like, why are they smacking a baby with a lolly? Why is the baby bleeding? I know this is meant to be a scary TikTok video, but this is creepy. This is disturbing.
These photos were taken in 1988. They're resurfacing on the internet right now, and people are saying that this is one of the most authentic ghost photos ever taken. This was at a dinner party in Austria, and the man to the left decided to take a group photo. The first photo behind me didn't have the flash on, so they decided to take another one. When they got the photos developed, they realized that the first photo they took caught something highly disturbing. Nobody recalls this person being at the dinner party that night. And even stranger, the woman appears to be in the foreground of the other people, meaning she's somehow or another protruding through the table. And you can see when comparing the photos side by side, there's clearly nobody there.
People in the comments were trying to say it was like double exposure, something to do with the old camera. But that lady is literally wearing something completely different to everyone else. That's so weird, isn't it? Like, oh, I hate looking at old photos like that. Ever like look at photos of people from like 1980s where it's like you can tell it was 1980s. The way everyone's dressed, the way the photo looks like, it just looks like an old photo. Damn, it's quite crazy to think that was like 43 years ago. It's just weird, isn't it? It's like I hate photos like that. Like, it really freaks me out. Not a lot of things scare me, but that's not true. A lot of things do freak me out, but one thing that certainly freaks me out is photos like that. There's something about it so eerie. And then whenever you look at photos of like the world from like hundreds of years ago, like crazy thinking like a photo from 100 years ago, for example the Titanic, every single person in that photo's now dead because it was 100 years. It's just weird.
We need to talk about this photo. This photo was discovered by a single mother who recently bought a new phone. She came home, placed her phone on the table, and started watching TV. But soon after that, her son found the phone and asked to play with it. She agreed, thinking nothing unusual was gonna happen. But around 11 p.m. that same night, the mother decided it was time to go to bed. Strangely though, she found her son already in bed, which was very unusual for him. Normally, he'd want to stay up a lot longer. That's when she noticed her new phone was still in her son's hands. So she took it from him and unlocked the phone. At first, only seeing some minor changes. He changed the background on her phone and took a few pictures around the house, nothing too alarming. But since the photos seemed random, she started deleting them. Until she saw something that shocked her. This was the last photo on her camera roll, showing her son sleeping, but the photo was taken by someone else above him. Follow for more stories.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna follow you for more stories because that's freaky. Oh my god, I just realized something. Whenever I was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7, maybe even 5, that's happened in this room. One time I was sleeping and I was looking out to where my desk is, and it kind of looked like a mask like that popped up. Basically, it popped up and then popped down again. There was like a weird mask of someone smiling. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom the photo and that's literally exactly what the mask looked like. Like, that looks like a mask. That's actually brought back memories. Like, is that the same thing that I seen? Nah, I don't like that. That's freaky. You'll wish you never watched.
You okay?
Okay, sounds like someone's screaming. And nobody's there?
What the hell?
Oh, that's a skinwalker.
What the fuck is going on here?
That's a
There ain't nobody
skinwalker.
there. Miss? Hello?
Watching that again, as Mark walks towards the car, you can hear what sounds like a woman crying.
Yeah, you can.
You okay?
When he looks closer, there's no one in or around the car.
And yet again, that car's literally crushed up. Like, what happened there? Obviously, something happened. Now, I did say skinwalker because sometimes what a skinwalker is, I don't even know what it is, but something freaky. Sometimes skinwalkers will pretend to be like an animal or like human to try to lure you in. It's kind of like kidnappers, and then they like take over your body. That's weird, isn't it? Like, you actually heard that. It sounded like something crying. Could it have been like a cat, a goat? I don't know. That's weird.
What the fuck is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
Despite only running through a wire fence, the car looks pretty badly damaged.
I know.
What the hell?
Look at that.
What the fuck is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
So if there's no one in the car, then where's the crying coming from?
I know that was just freaking. Do you want to know something? We're just gonna leave that there. We're not looking at that. That is weird. That's a skinwalker and something evil is out there. A creepy video found on the internet.
This is a video taken from Japan in which a group of friends meet at a bar and notice a mysterious woman staring at them.
Oh, I've seen this before. Oh, look at that. Oh, she looks like death.
They then arrive at a subway station where the woman is following them.
This is something you would see out of a horror film, like a Japanese horror film. Like, look, she's right there. Why is she so pale? She's got the face of death.
After what just happened, the group is distraught, but if you look back at the tracks, this is what you will find.
Ew. Ew, that is really freaky. That's literally something out of like a Japanese horror film. Yet again, whenever you look at her, like, she looks like death. Does that make sense? It's kind of like that Reddit story. It's like whenever you look at something or someone, like, they look odd, something's weird about them, you can feel that something's off. Nah, that was freaking. That's where we're gonna leave that video there. Well, anyways, guys, that's some scary TikToks, which are definitely gonna keep me up tonight, so hopefully they don't keep you up as well. If you want to see me looking more creepy TikToks, let me know definitely well. Press big red subscribe and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.